Starting to the bottom left of Hyundai, we have the Axiom-Acer Protoss player.
Axiom Alicia.
Pictures himself as Darth Vader.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked out, but...
To the top right, we have his opponent. It is for AZUBU.
AZUBU symbol.
Used to be always the ace, but nowadays they're relying a lot of the time on Supernova to clean things up. Very tense here. There's the gateway first again for Alicia, not changing his style up.
We need Alicia just with like some kind of shirt or whatever, and then if he pulls the Darth Vader mask out, it's going for like symbol, I'm your father, or going to play like who's your daddy, I don't know, something like that. That would have been even better if you would include that in the ceremony. As it is though, we have currently Alicia here like up against a hatch first. So symbol not afraid on Hyundai, not afraid of cannons or anything, going for the hatch first and against the gateway opening, that's what you want.
Yeah, and he sees the gateway now. And you know, on this map, especially this map, we've seen a lot of gateway builds, but especially against a player you already just watched in a gateway build, it's a smart choice. And he's actually going to go double hatch before pool after seeing this. One thing I noticed about Symbol, by the way, not only in his match today, but in a lot of his matches, since we actually get that APM counter up there on our new overlay, is that he oftentimes takes his hands off of the keyboard entirely. You'll notice that in the early game, his APM drops to 0 several times. He's got that towel in there. He's pulling a Gumi Hill. And I think he's just making sure that he's like calm and relaxed, and I really like that. I respect that. Just keeps his hands off. He's like, I don't need to spam. Just here, I'm ready, I'm waiting.
The build that he chose here is definitely one where he is getting a very good economy lead if he can bring it over the time. And Alicia doesn't scout, and that's the most important part. It's a very late one if he sends out a unit now, but alright, at this point there's just no information that he has. So he wants to go for this expansion on his own. As a Zerg, if you see the gateway coming up, you always would love to go into that hatch first, but it's safer to start with the pool, because before you have that scout in, you don't really know what you're up against. It could be a forge, and if there's a forge against the hatch first, then you will get cannon rush, so there's a high chance that the Protoss player will just go for it. So this opening was already great, and then he decides to go into a double hatch before pool. So he has a really strong economy, and that will help him if he can get it over time. The opening definitely good for the AZUBU Zerg player.
Yeah, absolutely. It's scouted again here by Alicia. And with this, he can actually, again, decide to be aggressive if he can keep that probe hidden. It's going to be much harder, I feel, though, this game to keep the probe hidden, especially after what we saw last game. It's going to be a really, really some intense scouting going on for Symbol. He's not going to let him get away with that. Probe is hidden. Goes in here to put a little bit of poking on, I guess you could say, with the Zealot. Any damage he does, actually, later on becomes important if the hatchery gets sniped, like we saw in Game 1. He's doing so much damage here. And actually, I think he might be able to target the Queen down once again. He's okay, yeah, so he's sending the units from the natural now. He's not actually going to let this happen twice. He should easily be able to save the Queen if he micros those Zerglings correctly.
Yeah, the Zerglings are there and just trying to put the Zealot in a bad spot, and the Queens are there, yeah.
Even the second
chasing the Mothership Core away. He's getting the second one over there too. Doesn't take any chances here. Nice position here with the Queen against the Zealot, and having the Zerglings just there to wait if the Zealot moves out so that they get a full surround off.
Zealot's no coward. He takes it like a man.
I don't know.
He denies, I guess, some mining on the left side. I'd rather see him trade for a Zergling or two. But
that looked actually like a pretty dumb Zealot, to be honest. I would rather go down fighting.
Yeah. I think would rather see him take a Ling or two down there, but being annoying. Gas is taken. He's going to start a few roaches, as you can see on the production tab. And Alicia transitions into Forge, but he will not commit to a warp-in attack. They're actually going to move out and be a little bit annoying with some Stalkers, which I do like.
Yep, yes, 3 gateways right now, so limited production for him, of course. The Zerglings are delaying that attack a little bit. There's no forward pylon.
He knows that there's no speed because of the build. Speed cannot be done ready. It cannot be ready in the time of this. It's just going to be very delayed.
It's also the roaches that he has there. The roaches alone and also the Zerglings are going to help him. As long as he's fighting on the green, he can also put a possible surround on those Stalkers. The Mothership Core with the potential recall is, of course, something that Alicia can use just in case.
Yeah, and he's just going to go and try to snipe a Queen here. I don't think he'll get it. He's going to pick off actually a few transferring units. Zerglings go down before speed is ready.
That's not a lot of damage on the other hand. And we have the Twilight Council. The +1 attack upgrade has already been started. He keeps going to the +2 again here. And the Zerglings are chasing the Stalkers now. He will have to recall out at some point, but for now he can just snipe the Queen.
He's gonna get that Queen easily here.
Oh, not quite!
Oh my god, he messed it up. And now one more shot, and he will get the recall.
But he loses the Stalker in the process, so he trades the Stalker for.
And it's actually a pretty even trade, if you consider the gas loss for the Stalker and the minerals, but the Queen affects the production.
Talking about production, he's also supplier blocked. I mean, the supply block is gone now, but he lost an Overlord that was scouting at the main base of Alicia and got blocked there. 47 harvesters now, and once more the Robo for Alicia, whereas Symbol is just droning up and going into their attack, spreading the creep, especially at the third base, to make sure he has an early warning system.
He still runs that Blink first coming in here. Of course, he's going to be able to get +2 with that, and I think that's the main reason why we see the Twilight Council this early. These two Stalkers not making it home.
No.
Very sad for their families.
They will be late for dinner.
They will be late for dinner forever.
No, that boy is also going down.
Let's take a moment of silence for the mothership. Oh my god, the Overlord was 1 hit point. Gets away there. 15 drones on the other hand. And he's actually going to commit here. Once again, Warp Prism +2. Add in the gates.
A very similar push to what we saw in game number 1 that Alicia played today. So basically, Symbol starting things off with the double hatch before pool, Alicia identifying it and trying to go for a very aggressive build once more. The +2 attack upgrade together with the Blink will lead into him using a lot of gateway units to commit here. Doesn't have the immortal numbers that he had in game number 1. That's one of the crucial differences here in the style that he uses. And that's very important since these immortals were doing some work in the first game.
The Observer is also going to be with this army, meaning that the burrow upgrade that's coming out here right now for Symbol is not going to be very useful defensively. And the Overseer sees everything he needs to see. He didn't even need to see it though, because he was already prepared for this. He started so many units. There's a macro hatch going down, which is also helping him to prepare for this. +2, getting closer to being completed, but I think Symbol should actually be able to hold this. And Alicia, I mean, there's no turning back now, especially with that warp that he just did. I don't think he can just walk back and take the third. It's going to be very uncomfortable for him if he does try to do that.
The Roach Pit is going to be done, and Burrow too. The Burrow is not going to be a big issue since we have the Observers there. Oh, nice! Actually, he puts those units into a bad spot too, but with the Warp Prism, of course, he can't micro against that.
Yeah, knows the position of the Warp Prism, but not too useful there.
It's just like the army supply, 83 against 49, a potential flank that is already set up. He's going for the Tunneling Claws now as an additional upgrade after speed has been completed.
With that Tunneling Claws, what he's basically saying is, I think I've already done this, like, and I'm going to kill you afterwards with burrow movement, especially since the patch gives burrow movement such a big increase.
He can just use it against force fields and save units.
Yeah, I like this too. He actually cuts off another Roach path for counterattacks. And that's something that Symbol hasn't scouted either, so he might actually try to go for a surround using that and then find that he's going to have to kill rocks before he can do so.
If he gets burrow movement out, he can do a great job against the force fields. We have only 2 sentries, so there will not be too many of them.
He's going to actually go for the blink in the main, and he's got sentries in that Warp Prism counter. This is a problem.
The upgrade is not done. Burrow movement is not done. He's losing stocks on low ground, but only 1. The upgrade, he needs the upgrade, but the road is right there. He could snipe
He can actually go for it.
He's
going for it. He's going towards it. He blinks in.
No.
He doesn't target. He does not target.
If he targets it, it's over.
He does not target here. This is actually insane. It's researching. He has to realize.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't realize what is currently being researched here. But now he does. There's damage already done, but Roach, the main base, are distracting him a little bit. That upgrade is so close. He's going for the counter aggression on the other hand.
I can't believe he doesn't
to the bottom left.
Yep, the counter aggression is on here. The Roach Warren will allow him to finish burrow movement, and I don't think Alicia's expecting this. It's actually going to allow him to go past that wall if there are force fields.
He doesn't even want to go up at the main anymore, though. He already lost the lair. He already lost everything that's there, and he knows it. He's rebuilding those structures, and we have him still on top of that ramp, so it's already a little bit too late, but he can use it later. The problem, 112 army supply for Symbol could still defend this army.
Yeah, he could recall home. He's getting Immortals out right now. He has so much energy on that mothership core. Burrow movement, though, is done, and these sentries, I don't know what they were thinking, but it's not the right idea. The lair will get sniped, and then I think he will recall. Here we go. Lair is gone. There's the recall.
We have hatches building at this point. Hatches are building here. Here comes the burrow movement. He moves back. He takes out 2 of the sentries. Tries to go at the front for the snipe. We have 1 base to the top right for Symbol currently against 2 of Alicia. Alicia with that blink in the main base. A beautiful move. And burrow movement just a little bit too late. He could not get those roaches to defend. trying to go for the counter aggression, forcing the recall, but only after 2 bases have been annihilated.
Yeah, this is so bad right now for Symbol. Can he somehow hold on? He does have the center base, but he's not going to have it for long if Alicia wants anything to say about it.
He has a lot of army, but it's only roaches and zerglings, and he cannot get his tech up anymore. He needs to go into lair again, and he needs to get all of his structures out. He doesn't get any kind of upgrades at this point. He's just trying to go for the hatches. He isn't out of it just yet. Alicia is trying to move in, and actually it's a fight that Symbol could take.
Yeah, Symbol, Alicia cannot commit to this hatchery right now unless he has his mothership core and he's ready for another recall. The Roach Warren did complete, if I'm not mistaken, but it's burning out right now, bleeding out at the natural. It will be saved by the hatchery once it finishes. Yeah, he's making the roaches, so he does have that Warren.
Oh, he's going in from the side.
I also like that burrow drone there to block the Nexus if he ever wanted to try to take one.
The mothership core is not with the army right now. He cannot recall.
No,
he cannot recall.
There's a ton of cannons and some immortals, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough here.
I don't think so.
He's going to kill the hatchery and recall. He's got to do this.
Here comes the mothership core, and now he snipes the hatch. Here comes the recall. He's going for it. The recall is there. Is he simply going to fight? No, he moves back. The army supply lead already for Alicia. Here comes the blink forward. The roaches turn around. They want to fight. They want to muscle their way through, but we even have a few of the cannons doing damage here.
Oh,
here comes the time bomb.
He needs the rest of his stalkers coming in on this, though.
This is, oh
I think it's just way too much. The stalkers need to start blinking back, and they do. The immortals are there. The zealots actually a little bit caught, not participating in the fight.
Down. This is getting closer. We have a few units stuck at the bottom, taking down the pylon to finally commit to the battle, and this has to be it now. With that immortal in the back and all those force fields, Alicia has done it. Symbol is so far down in supply already. He's at 22 army supply against 52, 2 bases against 1 mining. This is it. This is game. This is Alicia taking down Symbol and forcing Supernova off the bench.
Yep. Stalkers here chasing a few drones. Only 2 roaches to contest this. Definitely not enough. That queen doesn't know where she's going, but goodbye, queen. Oh, nice little burrow there. Saves herself a little bit longer, but as it is, that's cute micro, but it's not going to stop the onslaughts coming across the map, especially with the Observer, even picking up Stalkers here. GG!
GG in game. Axiom-Acer. They force out the last player for AZUBU, and he will have to take down Alicia and Innovation.
Alicia just decided, I'm not killing the Roach Run, I'm not stopping burrow movement. And it did not matter. He still won the game just by getting that blink up and having those sentries in the warp prism, something that Symbol did not anticipate until it was too late. He's crushed here.
Oh, Symbol, it would have been so great for his team. It would have been amazing if they could have made it work. That win, if Symbol takes this, then Innovation has to go up against 2 players. But now it's the other way around. It's Supernova, potentially, probably the last player for his team that has to defeat 2 Axiom-Acer players if they want to take it with a 2-0 and not force that massive ace match.
Symbol still crushed here. He knows that he was the player for his team that they really needed here to not only defeat Alicia, but to give Innovation 2 players 2 different matchups to think about. And that is a painful loss to take. But I think that it has to be Supernova. There's no doubt in my mind he is the last player.
And you know, they want to avoid the ace match at the end of the day because they say we are not comfortable going up against Innovation. So this match right now, this one game, could have lost them the finals.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not there yet. It was one of the most important ones. Maybe Supernova is suddenly in a mood where he's like, it's alright guys, don't worry, I'm going to beat both of them. But
I'm sure he's got at least more than one build planned because that's what Supernova does.
Yeah.
He stays up all night. He's got the blueprints. He's got like Microsoft Paint. He's drawn images. He doesn't even use the map editor. He actually just like draws things in Paint. He's like, yeah, I think this is how it's going to work. Then he just sleeps all day in the studio until it's finally time for him to actually sit in that booth and wreak havoc.
We're of course going to have a 5-minute break before we start with the next game, but before this happens, we are going to confirm that it's actually Supernova who plays the next game against.
We have to confirm the AZUBU coach's sanity right now, because if he plays anybody else, I know that the other players on the bench are pretty good.
Who are the other players that he could send out? It's Center and it's Sleep.
Patience. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Center and Sleep. Not Patience.
Nice.
He's going to be like, here I am, guys. First game.
Now is my time.
And then he wins both matches.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. If it does,
I would bet donuts to dollars that it is going to be Supernova.
Yeah, same here. And I just wanted to stand up and confirm it for us because I can't wait any longer. I want the break to start so that it can finish, so we can get in to see if he can actually take out 2 players here, or if we're going to go into the Super Ace match.
Yeah, and we are going to get a camera shot pretty soon on the bench, and then the last player will make his appearance. And if it is Supernova, if he's taken out by either Alicia or the last player for Axiom-Acer, which is going to be Innovation, of course, then we will see the Super Ace match to determine the winner, the GSTL champion. So Supernova, please stand up.
There he is.
Complying.
The man of many builds.
Yeah, the man of many builds indeed.
You know, he said in an interview so long ago, it feels like now, I have so many builds planned. You guys have seen a lot already, but you haven't seen everything just yet.
Yeah, that wasn't even a week ago.
Yeah. And yesterday he showed us a completely different build that we haven't seen from him all season, which was just simply a 2 barracks proxy on Polar Knight. And curious to see what map he has chosen, but he could mech. He could 2 barracks proxy. He could 2 racks proxy with Marauders. He could do anything. It's Supernova.
Whatever he does, we're going to find out after a 5-minute break, ladies and gentlemen. AZUBU going up against Axiom-Acer here at the GSTL finals. See you guys in a few.